Welcome to the channel, everybody. Now today I have a Scum 0.95 and beyond news and updates video for you all. So let's jump straight in and see what the devs have been up to over the past week, shall we? Right then, so first up first, as always, we have programmers, and they've been working on the spawning cooldown system, bug fixing, code review, working on the movement rework, on that dropship system, the new NPC health system, on the new anti-cheat methods, and they're implementing the quest system as well. So it's lovely to see that they are finally implementing that quest system. New anti-cheat methods is always welcome from a player base, because cheating in Scum is so prevalent at the moment. The devs are aware of this, and it is nice to see that they are working on new methods to combat that. Now, dropships, not a lot of information coming out about these. There's no leaks or anything. We don't really know what they look like, what they're going to be doing essentially in the game, but we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for all those. Now, let's move along to level design, and they are reworking settlements, reworking some building layouts, optimizations, and bug fixing. So they were doing a lot of work on towns, textures, and things like this beforehand, but it's nice to now see that they are reworking things, you know, giving things a bit of a different layout so things don't look exactly the same from town to town. You know, the building, the architecture as such should essentially stay the same. You know, generally in countries, the architects will have a certain type of architecture, you know, so it stays in the same style. So the buildings as such probably won't change, but the insides and building layouts, as they say here, may change around. They may do different colors and stuff like this, different cabinets, and that way it just gives a bit more of a mixture. As well as that, it's lovely to see them working on optimization work and bug fixing as always. Right then, so let's move on to the art team, and they've been working on the new trailer, old asset cleanup, working on the quest assets, on the new vehicle damage morphs, working on inventory attachment assets, optimizations, bug fixing, reworking weapon animations, and working on armband markings. So one thing you'll notice right at the bottom here, working on armband markings. If you've seen the photo or if you've been following the news videos before, I'll bring up a photo now. We have had a leak for some armbands that are going to come in. Obviously, this is a good way to identify teammates as such, or enemies. And it's nice to see that they're going to finally come in at some point as well. Other than this, I'd like to see what inventory attachment assets means, unless this is the, obviously, slot 1, slot 2 that we do have. Maybe they're going to add a third attachment to maybe a bag, so we can have the bedroll finally attached to the bottom or the top of the bag maybe. That would be a nice little feature. But a good one here is new vehicle damage morphs. It is nice to see that they're getting to that final stage of the new vehicles, or bringing in the older vehicles into the new animations, and obviously going into that modular form. But a lot of lovely work going on here from the art team. Now let's move right along to the sound team, and all they're doing over the past week have been a lot of bug fixing. Obviously they're doing a lot of denoising work over the past week or two, so a lot of that may be coming into this as well. After the fact that they've done it, obviously they're going to need to test it and make sure it's at the right levels now. So hopefully they've done that, and we should see all that progress and work in the next big patch. So what we'll do now is move on to QA/CM. This doesn't change much from week to week, but in case you're new here, I'll go through it with you quickly anyway. They have been responding to player inquiries, hunting and banning cheaters, Steam general discussion and bug reports, testing of upcoming features, and various bug reports. So like I say every single week, there's links down in the description. If you click on the link for their main website, you can go onto a support page there and send off bug reports straight from the website. All right, you can attach obviously files, videos, things like this to it. It's a nice easy system to use. If you want to though, you can still go over to Steam general discussions and bug reporting and report your bugs over there. So let's move on to last but not least, the design team, and they've been managing quest production and working on quest data assets. So there's been a lot of work over the past several weeks going into this quest design, obviously quest assets, now going into managing quest production as well as implementing the quests themselves. It is nice to see that we're coming to that final stage of the whole quest side of things. And I'm hoping this is going to be a major part of the PvE side of this game, because I feel like the PvE side of the community really needs something right now to rejuvenate their love for this game. You know, it's really gone down the path of PvP and raiding over the past few years, and I feel like it would be nice to get that PvE side back to it as well, to balance that out. Now, of course, we are seeing more communication from the devs since last week, and this week we've had some more as well. So I'm going to run through this quickly with you. Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for your support, and positive feedback was received on the community address. It is definitely a step in the right direction, and those of you who still have your doubts and reservations, understandable. We will let our actions ease your concerns once the update is out. Speaking of the update, many of you are a bit disappointed we did not give any timelines. We addressed this before, and so it is now. We avoid giving timelines, roadmaps and dates because we do not want to have the chance of broken words. Our development method is agile. That means dates change, issues arise and needs to be dealt with. So you would prepare for an update on a date which might not come. Not out of some malicious intentions, but due to issues that arose in development. We also want to include in our updates as much as possible for you guys, and sometimes it means prolonging the update for a week or two, and sometimes even longer. Hence, we do not give out dates. However, the promise given last week will be kept here, more communication. So here is a little update on the, well, update. Some of the fixes implemented are a bit complex, especially regarding vehicles and the upgraded modularity. For now, it is looking like a partial wipe might be needed for successful implementation. We are working our best to avoid it, but I'm still giving you guys a heads up, more info once we have it. Some of you also asked for more information about the multi-platform release. We have not given it due to not having anything new to give you. At the point of writing this, multi-platform is still in development, and that is pretty much it for now. That is all the extra info I have for you at the moment, but we will talk to you all soon. Oh, don't think this post will go without me wishing you all a happy Monday. Later. And it is lovely to see that we are getting a bit more communication from the dev team. You know, I know Tommy Slab's been a bit sort of reserved, a bit closed off, especially over the last couple of months, just due to a lot of backlash that was coming through Twitter and stuff, especially with leaks of the future and things like this. So that's generally why we're not getting them as much anymore. But it is nice to see that the dev team are communicating more with the community now, and just giving us a heads up of things that are going on. Now, there may be a partial wipe. Now, a partial wipe generally means map, money, gold. Characters should stay, but again, they are working on a way of avoiding it. But a heads up just in case it does happen. And obviously, we're going through development at the moment. This can and will happen. It has happened many times in the past, so just bear that in mind, especially if you're a new player coming into Scum at the moment and you're wondering why there's a wipe so early. We have these wipes especially on updates, but they have been working recently on trying to stop this. All right, so hopefully it won't happen, but just a heads up there in case it does. All right, now that's going to be pretty much it for this week. I just want to give a quick shout out to our channel members. Thank you very much for your extra and ongoing support. It's always appreciated. If you want to join them, you can do. Head over to the channel, hit that join button and see what perk suits you best. It all goes back onto the channel and gives you all a better viewing experience. But of course, if you want to support me in another way, you can do simply by liking, subscribing and hitting that notification bell. And that way you'll stay up to date with all the latest Scum news, armor content and even that random stuff I like to get up to sometimes. Until next time, see ya.